Okay, now we're going to take the cylinder, right, shape, and then we're going to try to optimize it. Okay? So we're going to take the cylinder shape and we're going to try to optimize it. Now it's hard to do it just with a piece of paper, so I'm going to tell you what is going to optimize your volume and surface area. Okay? So when you get a optimal volume and the maximum volume and the minimal surface area, you want your height to be equal to your diameter. Okay? When your height is equal to your diameter, that's going to give you the maximum volume, and at the same time, it's going to give you your minimum surface area. Okay? And that's why it says that the height is equal to twice the radius. Twice the radius means it's equal to your diameter. 2 times the radius is your diameter. Okay? So in this case, can you guys tell me what the formula for the surface area of the cylinder? Yeah. Pi r squared. Pi r squared. No, the surface area.
Surface area.
Pi r squared plus 2 pi r each.
Plus 2 pi r. Okay. Now, what is the volume?
Pi r squared times the height.
Good. Now, if we're going to think about the maximum the optimal surface area and volume, instead of having h, I can replace h with what it's supposed to equal to, right? So h is equal to 2r. This is what gives me the maximum or the optimal value, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that h with 2r. Okay? So if I replace that h with 2r, this is what happens. So I have pi r squared plus 2 pi r, and instead of h, I'm going to replace it with, what did I say I'm going to replace h with? What am I going to replace h with? 2r, because I want the height to be at twice the radius. Okay? So I'm going to replace h with 2r. So I have pi r squared plus 2 times 2, that's 4. So it's going to be 4 pi. R times r is r squared. So you see what happened? Yeah. So what's pi r squared plus 4 pi r squared? I can add them together because they have the same units, right? That's pi r squared, and this is 4 pi r squared, so that's going to equal to 5 pi r squared. Am I missing something here? Is it 2 pi r squared?
No.
It should be 2 pi r squared, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's going to be 6. Like, that doesn't make any sense here. Can't you leave it? And then use it for a second? So you see what happened? I replaced the h with what it should equal to. It should equal to 2r for me to get the optimal value. So now, if you look at my formula, the surface area only has the radius in it. It doesn't have any other variables. Yeah?
Why did the 2 become a 4?
Because 2 times 2,
Oh, okay.
2 times 2 is 4, right? R times r is r squared.
Okay. And the pi is unaffected, right?
It's multiplied by pi.
So if they have the same pi r squared, you just add the 2 and 4, right?
Yeah, because they have the same variable, right? They're like terms. Now, replace that h with what? What am I going to replace that h with? 2r. Okay? So pi r squared times 2r. What does that give me?
TR squared.
2
2 pi r cubed.
pi r cubed. Right? Because 2 times pi, that's 2 pi. R squared times r, that's r cubed. Okay? So what I want you to recognize here, guys, that my new formulas, they have only the radius that's unknown. Okay? In my previous formulas, in this one and this one, I have two unknowns, which is the radius and the height. I need to know them in order for me to be able to solve. Make sense? So let's look at the question. So the surface area of a can of soup is 154.6 centimeters squared. Find the optimal dimensions of the can. Okay? As a can of soup is a cylindrical shape, right? I'm given the surface area, so which formula do I need to start with? Which is this one, right? Yes, because I want to optimize. Okay? Because I'm optimizing the dimension, I'm going to take the surface area, so I know what the surface area is. I'm looking for the side. I'm looking for the radius. Right? I start with the surface area formula, which is 6 pi r squared. We just found that. We just found it right here. Okay? Then I know what the surface area is, so I'm going to plug it in. Now I need to solve for the radius. Divide by 6 first. I can divide by 6 pi, right? Because 6 pi, that's a number, right? So divide by 6 pi. So 154.6 divided by 6 pi. Make sure on the calculator you put the 6 pi in brackets. Yep. And then to find the radius, you just square root. Okay? So my dimensions are going to be, no, you have to be careful. The dimensions are radius of 2.86 centimeter. How about your height? What would your height be?
That times 2.
That times 2, because my height is twice the radius, right? And a height of 5.72 centimeters. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take the next question and try to solve it yourself.